Good afternoon. This is GMU today. This is Mr. Nick B, your host. I'm sorry about the dark face here. Don't have much lighting. Anyways, we'll get right on to some stuff here. You see my cozy little fireplace in the background. You guys can see that and hear that. It's sort of a fireplace. Anywho, we'll get right on into some good old news. I hope this is better quality when it comes out on YouTube. Good afternoon, CB Guilty Rob, Daniel Boone, Packed Up Bull Sheets, Edward Black, and all the rest of my subscribers. I very much appreciate you subscribing and staying subscribed. So let's jump right into some articles here. I'm not spot on the time in the, with the article. I'm not spot on with the timing of the article. So we'll try to get better at that as time goes on. Just moved, and I'm still looking to move. Yeah. Just I'm tired of that type of lifestyle I'm having right now. So anyway, we'll just jump right in here to an article from the Western Journal. And so anyway, it says commentary at the top. Schumer targeted by gun confiscation law after threatening SCOTUS justices. Schumer targeted by gun confiscation law after threatening SCOTUS justices. Yeah, I think he ought to be, yeah. I think they ought to take away his gun rights and see how he likes it. Okay, so, here we go. I wish I could make this thing better. I'm going to have to probably switch to my laptop here. I hope not, because the tablet does things so much faster when it's working. But anyway, here we go. So this is published by the Western Journal. It's editors and everybody associated. Published March 6, 2020, 11:15 a.m. by Christine Ferrari. Okay, so a pro-Second Amendment group has filed an application for a temporary extreme risk protection order against Senate Minority Leader Senator Chuck Schumer. After the New York Democrat, or socialist. You could also say communist. That's right. YouTube and everybody, that's right, that's correct. You know that's correct. We say the truth here. And YouTube can do whatever they want with this video, but I'll just put it up on BitChute. So, and I know they won't censor me, because I'm not that anal about things. I'll just move on over to something else. And what following I have on YouTube, I hope you would follow me over there if that ever happens. Right now, they're sort of leaving me alone. So, but anyway, so a pro-Second Amendment group has filed an application for a temporary extreme risk protection order against Senate Minority Leader Senator Chuck Schumer after the New York, and they said Schumer. I added the Schumer. I tried to be a little comical. Anyways, after the New York Democrat threatened two United States Supreme Court justices, not just one, but what in the tarnation are we talking about here? When you things like you won't know what hit you, and things like you've unleashed something, the power of something on you. What the hell statements are those about? Okay, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican or Independent or what you are. You don't say things like that in public, especially a U.S. Senator. At Senator Chucky Schumer, you ought to retire. I think we ought to actually not retire, resign. No retirement pay for these people that are making these bold physical threats, and they're stupid for doing it. So anyway, so they're trying to get an extreme risk protection order against Senate Minority Leader Senator Chuck Schumer after the New York Democrat threatened two United States Supreme Court justices. With all the subtlety of a New York mob boss, Schumer delivered his message Wednesday on the steps of the Supreme Court of all places. The Supreme Court. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released a whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. I say so. I'm the Democrat in office. No, not really, but I'm not a Democrat. But you get what I'm... Okay. You get where I'm going. These people all need their heads examined. Okay. To say something like that, that stupid, that inconsiderate, and that violent is wrong. He should be absolutely ashamed of himself. So, what he says, you have, okay, again, he says, I just want to repeat this so that you guys understand this. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released a whirlwind and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. You won't know what hit you. So what's he planning? A war? Violence? What's he planning? What's Schumer planning? I think this bonehead ought to be immediately taken out of office. He ought to be put in handcuffs right in the Senate and handcuffed and thrown in the frickin' prison, Yuma, or somewhere. It boils my blood when people talk of threats of violence, when they threaten violence, when they hold fake severed heads of people up. It makes my blood boil. It's possible when he prepared his remarks, his first draft included a warning that it would be a shame if some misfortune were to befall these two gentlemen, although of course there's no possible way to confirm this. In a letter to Democratic New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, Eric Pratt, Senior Vice President of the Pro-Second Amendment Group, Gun Owners of America, urged the pro-gun control governor to apply New York's red flag law equitably. You think they'll do it? No. No, because here's the thing. Anybody that talks about a red flag law, I don't care if it's Trump, anybody that says we need a system where we can take your gun rights away, no, absolutely not. This is not cool. It's not right. Go back to horse and buggy days for a minute. Okay, let's go back to horse and buggy days for a minute. All right. Back then, there were even laws, like, if there were a gun duel, it was allowed, it was legal, except a few things happened, okay, during horse and buggy days, all right? The sheriff or marshal, number one, they had to observe, and, whatever party shot first, or whatever, could endure some legal trouble, legal hurdles, including maybe going to prison, or whichever party, if they shot, say, unprovoked. So if they drew and shot the gun unprovoked from the other person, or with the other person not drawing, then they would end up probably going to jail. Okay, but if the two of them drew about the same time, then it was a legal gun battle. Okay, so anyways, This is, it's very disturbing when you have a so-called lawmaker come out with these physical threats, and that's what they are. At Chuck Schumer, you were embodied in physical threats toward 2 Supreme Court justices. You should be in prison. In prison. I'll hold to that, guys. I will hold to that. If you are serious about the law that you signed, and if you believe that if it should apply to the ruling class, okay, and if you believe that it should apply to the ruling class as well as those ruled, then will the nation soon see reports that you will be directing an appropriate official to seek a red flag order against Senator Schumer? Pratt wrote. So-called red flag laws like the one enacted in New York State last year are meant to serve as a stopgap against criminals or mentally unstable individuals possessing or purchasing firearms. And I absolutely positively believe he should face consequences, not just the red flag law, but he should be thrown in prison immediately, right out of the Senate. I don't play favorites. If there's any other legislator, if this were any other lawmaker, I'd say the same dang thing. Physical threats of violence are unacceptable, especially, when you are a United States Senator. Okay. And especially on the steps of the Supreme Court building. What the hell was he doing? Okay. Alright, so citizens can have their guns confiscated if someone close to that individual files for what's called an extreme risk protection and reports. Okay, citizens can have their guns confiscated if someone close to that individual files for what is called an extreme risk protection and reports that they have threatened to harm themselves or someone else, according to the New York Times. In Schumer's case, only the half about purchasing a firearm doesn't apply, since he does not own a gun. The mental instability portion speaks for itself. He is very mentally unstable. He is, and you can tell. Do I need to get my glasses on and imitate him? Okay, enough of that garbage. I'm not sure what happened, baby. I just got lit up here. So anyways, while red flag laws are meant to be a safety measure, there is significant concern about both gun rights and due process. Advocates about the danger that these laws can be abused as a means to take Second Amendment rights away from innocent citizens. Yes, it can. This is why I do not believe in any red flag laws whatsoever. I apologize. Just a moment. My TV's going nuts. Excuse me, friends. Anyway, so we'll get back to the article here in just a moment. And I don't know if I'll have enough battery to do 1 or 2 articles today. Can't find out. I'm doing water. Simply because I met my quota for the first 3/4 of the day. So anyway, while red flag laws are meant to be a... No, and I'm not mentally unstable. I know I just read this, but I want to make sure that you guys understand it, and I'm repeating so you don't get lost in my pauses. While red flag laws are meant to be a safety measure, there is significant concern about among both gun rights and due process advocates about the danger that these laws can be abused as a means to take Second Amendment rights away from innocent citizens. Schumer made a public recorded threat directed at 2 specific individuals. Yet the media and the left barely noticed. Meme maker Kerpedontum summed up the hypocrisy being best in a Twitter post this week. He rightly implied that Kavanaugh has had his name dragged through the mud based on unproven, decades-old allegations of sexual assault. Meanwhile, some of this is too damn funny. I mean, serious, but, it's... Where did they come up with these accusations? They must be playing in the sand with 2-year-olds. Okay, meanwhile, Schumer made a public threat on the steps of the Supreme Court, and the mainstream media couldn't care less. Kavanaugh likes beer, MSM. This man is a rapist. I'm repeating what they said as Carpdunction. I'm repeating this tweet. I guess maybe I shouldn't have done that, but okay. So just to be clear, and I should have probably done this at the video. These are more for they're directed more toward older, like teens and adults who can understand news in a way. Some of the episodes will be more family friendly. But please do check out my other channel, MNB TV. You'll like some of the programming over there, if you're not into this sort of thing. I just released 1 episode of Ghost Towns in America. You can check that out over on MNB TV. Just go to my channel. And you probably can find it through YouTube or whatever. So, it is 4:20 in the afternoon here in beautiful, sunny northern Michigan. It is 57 degrees. Okay, it's of course highly unlikely that this red flag application against Schumer will go anywhere, right? Even if it does, it's not as though Schumer planned on purchasing a gun anytime soon, but props to gun owners of America for pointing out the hypocrisy of the left. If red flag laws are going to target Americans, then they should be applied equitably to everyday American citizens and high-ranking Democrats alike. Okay. To be very clear, that is absolutely correct. So, let's see what we got here. Another one from Western Journal. Let's see if this is... Oh, yeah, here we go. You guys will like this one. I know he's not running now. He dropped out, too. That's pretty funny. Pretty soon, I think it might be down to Bernie Sanders this year. What do you guys think? Okay, so, anyways, this is from the from Western Journal commentary by C. Douglas Golden. Yes. Published March 3rd, 2020 at 7:54 a.m. And it is titled, Forget the Steele Dossier. Now there's a Bloomberg dossier, and it's devastating. As Democrats head to the polls in 14 states for Super Tuesday primary voting, former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg now has to worry about a dossier of his own. However, unlike a certain dossier of the Trump variety promoted by former British intelligence agent Christopher Steele, I'd guess a good majority of the Bloomberg allegations are at least based in fact. That's the person who wrote the article, and whoever else that's their, analysis, which I'm inclined to agree, heavily inclined to agree. No, it doesn't involve Bloomberg collaborating with Russia or any strange stories involving hotel rooms and women of dubious reputation. It's more quotidian and yet becoming public just as the Bloomberg campaign faces its first test. It yet again reinforces the narrative that Bloomberg fostered a toxic environment at his company. The dossier, according to the UK Daily Mail, involves the recollections of more than 40 employees at Bloomberg LP who talked about how the boss treated women in his orbit, as well as the way he refused to fire an editor who was known to give unsolicited messages to female employees. The Daily Mail's lengthy headline said it all. Bombshell dossier claims Mike Bloomberg abused employee he now features in his campaign, called another woman dogface and failed to sack editor who gave employees massages. Okay. To a certain extent, it's nothing that hasn't been at least suggested about Bloomberg since he joined the Democratic primary field, yet the allegations first reported by Business Insider on Monday are more evidence that the only moderate candidate left on the Democratic who isn't named Joe Biden is pretty much a wreck when it comes to his behavior toward the distaff gender. So first, let's talk about the names it alleges he called women. In addition to the ones we've already heard, fat broads and horse-faced lesbians, we can add dog-face, stop a truck, a reference to a woman's last name and weight, and SFUs, women who are short, fat, and ugly. Wow. Okay, so the report also alleges he refused to promote Maggie Berry, a woman who was featured in a Bloomberg ad highlighting his positive treatment of women who worked for him because of her weight. A former employee said that Berry was passed over for a promotion in the 1990s that would have involved client-side interactions. I will not have that fat woman representing my company, Bloomberg allegedly said. The former employee says that a man was hired instead, according to the Daily Mail. Berry defended Bloomberg in a statement, having Mike's backing and support has allowed me and many other women at Bloomberg to progress into management positions overseeing a significant part of our business, she said, according to the Daily Mail. The statement doesn't exactly share any particular knowledge about whether the interaction occurred, however, nor would we expect Berry to have any, given she obviously wouldn't have been present. Okay, so other fun allegations in the dossier include one where Bloomberg told another employee, "Don't let the lesbian get you down." The lesbian. Okay, wow, the lesbian referred to another powerful female employee. Then there was the case of Washington editor Ed Hunt, whose name was frequently mentioned in the article. Hunt's alleged sexual harassment and inappropriate behavior was the subject of several human resource complaints, and at least 2 financial settlement sources said, according to the Daily Mail. During his time at Bloomberg News, Hunt is said to have created a reputation among employees for a quick temper and giving women massages without asking first. You don't want to do that. I didn't do that. Okay. A source said that he would often walked up behind a female colleague seated at her desk and without warning began rubbing her shoulders. I remember seeing his hands move pretty rapidly between her shoulders and her arms. His hands were all over her, a former employee said, according to the Daily Mail. Another anecdote about Hunt says that he tried to hold a female employee's hands without consent. When the employee withdrew her hand, Hunt is alleged to have put his in her pocket so he could continue holding her hand. Not at all creepy. Not at all creepy. I don't know about that. Okay. Alright, so then there was the allegation that Hunt asked an employee after she got a matching manicure and pedicure whether anything else matched, the Daily Mail reported. He also reportedly slapped a woman's bare thigh and dared her to go to Human Resources, according to the report. Al Hunt talked a progressive game of hiring more women and promoting them, but it was mere virtue signaling. Young female reporters were just shiny new toys for him, a former employee said to the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail reported, these women were known as Al's Angels and would often get bonuses and promotions, even as he allegedly made sexist and sexualized remarks about them, according to the report. Hunt denied the allegations, although in terms that struck this reader as strangely equivocal. There never was propensity to touch women in inappropriate ways. The shoulder rub charge is wrong, he said in a statement, according to the Daily Mail. There was one incident in which I was talking to a group of political reporters that apparently put my hand in the shoulder of a reporter sitting in front of me, not rubbing her neck, putting my hand on the shoulder while talking to other reporters. She spoke to HR about it, who looked into it, spoke with reporters present, and concluded there was nothing inappropriate and thus no need to inform me. I only was told about this several years later. Hunt was also accused of being abusive toward employees during his time at Bloomberg LP, according to the Daily Mail. In one tragicomic instance described in the article, he berated employees for not being able to find his glasses. He was later informed they were on his head. In another instance that doesn't have the tinge of ironic humor to it, he purportedly threw a stapler at an assistant. He could be abusive to people working for him. I'm going to not finish that article, guys. That is very long. And for something that's not like serious crimes, I just think it's a little much. So you all know about it. I'm just going to do some headlines now real quick. We all know about federal judge orders Hillary Clinton to appear for deposition. This is on the Western Journal as well, with the Daily Caller apparently contributing. Published March 2nd, 2020 at 1:17 p.m. by the Daily Caller News Foundation. Okay. So, I'm not going to get into that one either. Okay, so the headlines here, another Western Journal deal hooker. I got to somehow get an advertisement up here. Okay, so, alright, so we know about the federal judge that put transgender feelings before man's First Amendment rights, right? That is also on the Western Journal by Christine Sabia, published March 1st, 2020 at 8:22 a.m. You can check that one out. Okay, so here's one. Breaking Down Field gets major shakeup as Pete Buttigieg is dropping out. Okay, we know about that one. That's also in the Western Journal. Sorry that I haven't, I've been real slow about this, and I apologize. I'll try to keep up on my videos. At least 2 to 3 times a week. We're going to give you something here. So, let's say in and or near Traverse City, Michigan, we have a temp of 58. And let's go to Big Rapids, Michigan. Current temp is 56. You guys can see that. By the way, I'm using WeatherBug just for ease of operation and smoothness here. We have Sherwood, Maryland at 54 current temp. I'm just going to go through the current temps because I'm kind of a little bit over time here. And then Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is just only 56 degrees as well. Okay, you guys can't even see that. That is so weird. Maybe it's a white print. So then Raleigh, North Carolina is, ooh, look at there, that's 61 degrees, yeah. Okay, so, how about Lansing, Michigan? We're at 58 degrees there as well, look at there. Okay, and then I'm just going through this rather randomly. So in Naples, Florida, in or near around Naples, Florida, we have a current temp of 75 degrees, high 76. Looks like a beautiful sunny day just about everywhere. Oh, I see. The numbers are in the cloud. Should be able to see that. That's pretty funny how they put pictures up there and then they put the current temp in white so you can't see them when they have a picture of a cloud. That's really funny. So anyway, I've joined something called Nexo. Now, I don't get paid for any of this, but I think Nexo is kind of cool because it allows you to borrow, allows you to have a credit line, a crypto credit line, which is really neat. So anyway, guys, please tell me what you think about these videos, and please do check out my other channel, MNB TV, as the first episode of Ghost Towns in America premiered with a very special one that is about a ghost town somewhere in Michigan. Oh, my first one about Michigan, in the home state I live in. Unfortunately, we got a Democrat governor. I don't care for her. I could have thought of a half dozen or better or more Democrats I would have rather had in office than her. She knows nothing about government to begin with. She knows nothing about fixing roads, knows nothing about statistics, knows nothing about, what she knows how to do is be a politician, a career politician. And for what reason? Alright, so that's the end of GMU today for this episode. This is Mr. Nick B, your host. Please check out this video, and please do, if you like this video, slap that like button, subscribe, and share the videos. I can use all the help I can get. If you do choose to donate, simply $ GMU Guy, all caps, GMU Guy. GMU Guy is all in all caps. So it's $ GMU Guy. So it'd be a cash tag, which is $ GMU Guy. Alright, so God bless you all. Have a great day. Thank you for sharing, subscribe. C Beagle, D Rob, Danny Boone, and Rupert Black Bullshits, and all the other guys. Appreciate it.